treat other higher doesn't mean like sort of your explanation is not right, you have to accept other things. The working condition or wherever, if there's something wrong, even your side or their side, whoever, doesn't matter. You have to clear, you have to clean, you have to reject if they're wrong. But the humble attitude, which means respect to others, that's the way called taking lower and see as others as the highest, which means respect to others. That's the point. Therefore, it's just like when you respect to other people or other beings, then you can able to listen what they're saying. You can understand what they're saying. It's not about listen other people doesn't mean you have to accept whatever others says. If you're saying, whatever you say, if that's right, you have a right to say this is right. Therefore, that's right or wrong is we have to look in reality, what is the right. But your attitude should be every time say is lower, which means we respect to others. And that's they call stays lower. Therefore, in that way, when you respect to other beings, then it's much easier to understanding what others they wanted, and you can easily know their view, what they like it, what they wanted. Because when you're too much arrogance or see I am supreme, even if somebody, whatever they say, it's not going to your heart. You're not going to listen to that. That's why says are lower, which means the respect to others. And that gives you more benefit, actually. Okay, then I'll begin, okay.
Something I find hard about cherishing others and practicing love is quite often I have attachment to them, and so then I find that I can't have a mind of love for them because there's a wish for them to make me happy, and it's not, so I can't get the mind of love in there. So what advice can you give for, it's quite a big question, but for overcoming attachment to people so that we can then develop the mind of love towards them?
In order to reduce attachment, one of the best meditation is impermanence. Impermanence meditation, understanding everything's impermanence, that will help much better. But I will going to give talk today about the attachments, how to reduce the attachment, which kind of meditation we daily using in order to remove attachment. It's linked with today's talk. I'm going to tell that. Okay, now we're going to begin. Before that, same, I'm going to recite small prayer here, and you can try to set up proper motivation. And one of the best things is bodhicitta. Yesterday we talked about that bodhicitta. Try to generate bodhicitta and doing the prayer. And then when you listen out of bodhicitta, when you listen it's much better. It's much more benefit. Therefore, during my prayer, if you can meditate on bodhicitta.
Especially there's some new people, I don't think they hear bodhicitta.
Okay.
Maybe.
If they're new people, maybe. If you can meditate compassion to all sentient beings. Bodhicitta, maybe if you knew, if you don't know, just leave it, then compassion to all sentient beings. But at least you feel like I'm listening this talk, it's the purpose is I have to change. I have to change myself. I have to change my behavior. I have to change my negative thoughts and think. I have to change. That's why I'm listening. What kind of things I have to change? How I have to change that. Therefore, it's about me to change from negative to positive. It's not about something, knowledge or something. It's not about that. Therefore, at least when you set up the motivation, say, I will using this teaching to myself, how to change myself from negative to positive. That kind of motivation. At least, if you can, then you can meditate compassion to all sentient beings. Everybody wants to be happy and peace, don't want suffering. But today, all beings are suffering. Therefore, you generate a wish to free from their suffering. Therefore, I'm listening to these things. My motivation is to benefit to all sentient beings. Is that called a compassion? But at least I have to change myself to overcome my own mental affliction. Okay, out of that motivation, I'm going to recite a small prayer here. Denpa Jumden de Dijin Sheba Ta Chompa Yangda Ba Zobe Sanji Riba Dan Shasu Denpa Devar Sheba Jidin Chempa Jibu Diwe Kalo Juwa Lana Meba Lana Minamji Denpa Sanji Jumden de Bejawa Shaja Tuba La Chazelo Chudu Jabzu Chewu Denpa Jumden de Dijin Sheba Ta Chompa Yangda Ba Zobe Sanji Riba Dan Shasu Denpa Devar Sheba Jidin Jamba Jibu Diwe Kalo Juwa Lana Meba Lana Minamji Denpa Sanji Jumden de Bejawa Shaja Tuba La Chazelo Chudu Jabzu Chewu Denpa Jumden de Dijin Sheba Ta Chompa Yangda Ba Zobe Sanji Riba Dan Shasu Denpa Devar Sheba Jidin Jamba Jibu Diwe Kalo Juwa Lana Meba Lana Minamji Denpa Sanji Jumden de Bejawa Shaja Tuba La Chazelo Chudu Jabzu Chewu Kanze kanyi tso je tangzi sa jin te la kumbha tunpo ni nga ni jik ten te na chu chi song te tse khepa je la cha zil namda ku nga chu tu su sang wa yi shi ja su si je lumbu cha chakpa jik ten sum do la nye wa kumbha chu ni je la cha zil tsen jo de pa te me da yue she so to cha pa ra je la cha zil lo di te je ta se pa su ma je Nyami chujin ke la cha zelo gombo tuje chen tenpa tangje kenpe tenpa bu sunam yun ten kya zui shin di shin she la cha zelo. Dabe de cha je wo jo jewe nye son le tu chin je tu ten tam chu ju ba she jur che la cha zelo tena te lam ya te. La ba da la rab to ne shin je tamba yun ten ten jen tu la ya cha zelo di ba jin ya mi cha shin ke wa pi sum su ba je. Rangi simni yonso du dine sanje tenpa yi kama rabe ma me tang yu ma seba chu tang mi lam lo tang tinda bu du ji chenam tidra ta senam ti tam ji sikpa yi gomba ton ne jun ji cha tu de kata na ta chi we la chu be si be cho le chu wa zhe wer sho ni du chi wo cui na kun shi ni ji ni chi ting zi kang yin tang zho la pen para jen na lang shi ni ji jik ten tun zhu ce pa kang Kanda yanta tenpe tuna namba kunde na zo di songpa ni tui chanchu senpe soje sanje kene yumde la cha zelo. Kanji tenjin debra chung kaba meba, ge meba, cheba meba, ta meba, hongwa meba, zho meba, tate tumi tunje me. Treba nishi shi tenpa zobe sanje manamki tamba de la cha zelo. Kanji tuze nisone tawa tanje pambe che tambe chune tenze be kodam de la chaze. Okay. Now today the third stanza. The first stanza is about the general altruism, altruistic intention. The intention was seeking to achieve enlightenment, sake of all sentient beings, called bodhicitta. Bodhi, which means enlightenment, citta means mind. Therefore, mind of enlightenment, mind was seeking to achieve enlightenment to sake of all sentient beings. One of the best altruism, is the bodhicitta. Compassion, love, patience, tolerance, they are very, very good. But the bodhicitta, which means the much, much highest altruism, which means they really see how to benefit to others. They really know all the trouble, all the sufferings are curable, and they know how to change that. And they also see every being has a potential to overcome all those problems and suffering. That's why the bodhisattvas, means the great, like a practitioner who's seeking to achieve enlightenment, is not just selfish. Why they want to achieve enlightenment? Their main purpose is to benefit for all beings. To benefit for all beings, you have to achieve enlightenment, because when you achieve enlightenment, you can able to help. Today you can able to have very small, but a very great, like a big helping, which means you need some kind of equipment to use to others, to benefit for them. Therefore, when you achieve enlightenment, you can get omniscient mind, which means the perceiver, who perceive each and all phenomena. Therefore, why omniscient mind we need it? Because the trouble, the suffering, the root causes of all the human problems, our problem, comes from human ignorance, which is don't understanding the reality, or sometimes we don't know what is the truth, or we have an ignorance which is completely grasp or believe opposite. Instead of impermanence, we believe everything's a permanence. Like that kind of completely, believe mistaken consciousness called wrong view are the root causes of all the mental afflictions. When your mind is completely misunderstanding, then your thinking, your thoughts, who based on comes from mind. When mind is misunderstood, or then thoughts can also mistake. Then your thinking's mistake, your planning mistake. When you plan mistake, you act mistake. Then actions mistake, results suffering. Oneself suffering, others suffering. Therefore, in order to remove those suffering, we have to first clean the mind. We have to purify those ignorance, those mistaken consciousness, or those wrong view. In order to remove those ignorance or mistaken consciousness, it's how can you remove? Just only prayer? It's not going to work. Prayer is not enough. We have to educate. We have to know how it is. Therefore, you have to teach. You have to know that. When individually, when you know reality, that wisdom can remove our own ignorance. Therefore, why the Bodhisattvas, seeking to achieve enlightenment? Because when you achieve enlightenment, you have called omniscient mind, perceive each and all phenomena. Therefore, you can teach, for these people I can give that, from that people I can give this way. Because all human beings, we have a different brain capacity, different choice. You can't just give one teaching. It's like a food. Food you can't just give, say, oh, this is the Chinese food, everybody have to eat. It's not make sense. There's Italian food, we need American foods, or Chinese foods, Indian foods, so many variety. And some people like Chinese, some people like Indians, some people like Spanish foods, and they're more suitable. Therefore, each people have different body, or different brain, different choice, but the purpose of eating the food is to a healthy, survive, and healthy life. Same, the purpose of giving us those teachings are to change the people, behave. In order to change their physical behavior, they have to change mental thinking, because physical behave is come from mind, mental. There's something wrong. When the mental something wrong, behave wrong, right? That's the connection. It's not just behaving. They're doing something crazy things, which means they're wrong something in their mind. If you don't fix that mind, how much your physical doing is not going to work it. Therefore, the problem comes from that mental problem. Therefore, in order to remove those mental afflictions, specific our ignorance, then only the individual have to know what is the right. Education. Everybody have to go to the school, right? My parents are very talented, my parents are very scholar, knows very good doesn't mean children good. Their children have to go to school. They have to learn. They have to fix. They have to remove their own ignorance. Then they can survive themselves. Similarly, dharma is like that. We have to learn. This is completely self-responsibility. I have an ignorance. I'm making mistake. I have to fix myself. In order to fix that, I have to know what is the right, what is the truth. And when you know that truth, then you know mistake and, oh, this is mistake now. I know because this is the truth. Therefore, when you see that, when you identify, when you know your own reality, that wisdom can remove our ignorance, mistaken consciousness. Therefore, when you fix your mind, then you can fix your thinking, then you can fix your planning, then you can fix your action. That's the way you can get happiness. Therefore, the being who's seeking to achieve enlightenment to sake of all sentient beings, which means how to help to others through the education, give the dharma to understanding the reality. What are the causes of happiness? What are the causes of suffering? Where they come from? How to remove those causes? How to develop those causes of happiness? All this detail, you can educate, you can encourage them, then eventually, individually, when they put it into the practice, that will going to achieve enlightenment. That's why bodhicitta, which means much intelligent way of altruism. Therefore, sometimes we have a blind compassion. Oh, care very much, but don't know how to help. That's why the problem is, because of that compassion, people feel frustrated, or sad, or anxiety, or sometimes very much worry. And then people blaming, oh, that compassion don't good. It makes me very frustrated. It makes me very anxiety. Actually, it's not compassion. It's lack of wisdom. Don't know how to fix that. Compassion itself very good, but lack of wisdom, then it looks like frustrated. Therefore, bodhicitta, which means it's altruism with a very intelligent wisdom. They seek never ever, give up. They never gives up. They really see how to fix the problem. They know the way of fix the problem. They everything know. That's why their mind is too, what they call too intelligent, same time very, very much sort of like a positive. It's completely care about us, others. Same time, they know how to fix the problem. That's called bodhicitta, seeking to achieve enlightenment, sake of all sentient beings. Therefore, in our mind today, we have a very strong selfish mind, self-centered attitude. That's why we are easy to become angry, we are very easily jealous, we are very easily hate to others, we very easily become what they call hatred, stress, depression, fear, worry, because of self-centered attitude. That's deep of our heart. We have some kind of clinging. I, me, just thinking I and self. That's why when the self little bit problem, angry. When the things makes little something like uncomfortable, we feel angry. When the things makes little bit happy, joy, we feel attached. Everything, all those negative emotion, something links with yourself. Something yourself change, then all those emotions coming out. Therefore, if you grasp self very strongly, if you grasp self very tight, you make self very heavy, strong. When you make that, other things when they comes, looks like very strong, heavy things there. It's made completely separated. If your selfish or self-centered attitudes like very light kind of self, then when the other side, whatever things comes, it's become very light. Your emotion much, much calmer. When you're very killing me strongly, here others looks very strong, heavy. Then even small problem when there comes, arise the problem, seems to be very strong problem there, much stronger anger, much stronger hatred. All this, how much you cling, how much you grasp self. If you're too strong, too tight, others also become very strong, very tight. That's why anger, hatred, all those mental afflictions become much, much stronger. That's why altruism, bodhicitta, which is it's instead of self, me, they're looking all sentient beings, all other, opening the mind. You open everything. When you open everything, self, very little, very small, not that much important. Compare with your mind. When your minds become very big, very wider, self-suffering, how much big for you seems to be, it appears very small. It's not that much bother you. It's not that much makes you fear or worry or stress or depressed. Because for you, it seems to be very small. Therefore, big problem, small problem, depend on how big mind you have. If your mind is very small, only me, then your mind is too narrow, only one person. They have a small problem when they appear, looks to be huge, big. If your mind is open to cherish all sentient beings, infinite, countless of beings when you think about that, then self-problem is nothing. That's why your minds become much more calm, more stable, less worry. That's why it's tricky way to fix the things what you how to deal your own problem, because everything's are dependently, right? Everything's are exist dependently. There's nothing, anything exists solid, tall, short, everything's dependent. If this is big, that must be small. This is small because this is big. This is tall because this is small. It's without tall, there's no small, right? Without small, there's no tall, not big. Therefore, everything's dependently. Therefore, how much big to me depends on how much heart you have. If your heart is too small, everything's become like huge big. Then problem is, it's not about what there, it's about what you see. Therefore, where you see something huge, it seems to be a huge, big problem, then you feel like, I can't deal with that problem. I can't fix that problem. That makes you stress, depress, fear, worry. Then going much, much weaker. That's why when you become very weak, then you can't fight anything. You can't change anything. Therefore, in order to change something, in order to remove something, first, self-confidence, inner strength is one of the important weapons to change the problem. Very important thing is inner strength. But if you're only thinking me, that means inner, very, very, like a weak, it's very small. Therefore, huge, big things come, then you can't hold it. That's the way people have stress, fear, worry. Doesn't matter how much external material growing. Doesn't matter. The person lives with everyday fear and worry and stress, depression. That means suffering. Every time suffering. And most of those sufferings created by selfish mind, self-centered attitude. That's why here, the first stanza is talking about the bodhicitta mind, with the determination to accomplish the highest welfare for all sentient beings. My determination, my decision is to benefit for all sentient beings. Highest welfare which is enlightenment. I will lead all sentient beings to achieve enlightenment. You have very big thinking, not only happiness, sort of like a mundane happiness, samsara happiness, not looking on that kind of happiness. Highest welfare, highest happiness, which is freedom of all the mental afflictions, freedom of all the negative thoughts and emotions. It's called liberation or enlightenment. Therefore, I want all sentient beings to lead to enlightenment. That's my determination. Therefore, completely looking my determination, my decision, being a human, my main purpose is to lead all sentient beings to enlightenment. That's why, in order to do that, what I have to need first, I have to cherish. That kind of bodhicitta altruism comes from cherish to other sentient beings. Without cherish to other, you can't do that way. Therefore, in order to generate that kind of bodhicitta, you need sense of cherishing to other sentient beings, called compassion. Cherish to other beings. Therefore, I will learn to hold them supremely dear. Therefore, I will going to learn all sentient beings as one of my dear friend, right? Dear which is mind of endearment, affection, love, the sense of very closeness, cherish, very closeness. It's not about external closeness, mentally, close sense of very close. When you're able to generate very sense of closeness, that sense of closeness, if you're very close with your own children, then you moms every time thinking, oh, I will lead my children with one of the best in this world. You have that, one of the best person in this world. Or I will do everything to make my children one of the best, right? Similarly, because of your cherish, you have a very strong sense of close to your own children. That same sort of, that kind of cherish, if you're able to apply to all sentient beings, then there's no any problem about selfish. Selfish is gone. Therefore, cherish to all, I will learn to hold them supremely dear. All other sentient beings, including my own enemies, I will learn to hold them one of my best friend, one of my best sort of like what they call family. Look as a completely same as family. That kind of love or compassion is the main causes of bodhicitta. Therefore, he is saying, I will learn to hold them supremely dear. Now, in order to do that practice, in order to cherish to other sentient beings, in order to make sense of closeness to other sentient beings, problem is our anger, hatred. Don't want that. It wants to be far. I don't want to associate with these people. It's blocking. Although everything's a block. Don't want make connection. Anger and hatred blocking. Therefore, anger, hatred, all the mental afflictions, it makes something different. It divided the people. It's all looking as same. I want to look everybody same as my dear family, but unfortunately, attachment, anger, hatred, those mental afflictions, when they comes, they divide you. No, this is there. Oh, this is there. Divide. All the three container, last night we were talking about, all these three container created by those three poisons. Therefore, in order to generate sense of closeness toward other, we have to remove anger, hatred, attachment. But in order to remove those mental affliction, how can we remove first obstacle? First obstacle is ego, supreme, pride. I am important. Whatever I say, this is the right. They are the wrong. That kind of ego mind, it's called negative pride. Negative pride is one of the biggest, because negative pride, negative ego, shut down everything. They're completely blocking, not looking themselves. They're just looking out. They see here, everything pure. Don't need to look myself. Look there, what these people are doing. Who's troublemaker? This is the troublemaker. These are the troublemaker. Accuse them or blame them. Each time when you're blaming, same time mentally, your relationship cutting, your relationship changing on negative side. When you make negative relationship, result, you got problem. That's the result, right? Each person is saying, oh, this is something. You blame it. Then when you blame, connection there, then that connection becomes negative connection. Because that connection out of anger, out of hatred, out of selfish, out of ego. Therefore, when those negative thoughts, emotions, when they involve, every relationship becomes negatively. That's why result, self-problem. That's the result. There's nothing benefit for them. There's nothing benefit for you. And we're thinking again, result, both of them suffering. That's the real foolish thought. And our purpose is to want to stay happy. Everybody. Our happiness depends on others. Therefore, we have to take care of others. But today, we reject others. Therefore, ego mind, when they dominate you, never ever become honest person. First, the problem is, why? We're not looking what kind of wrong I did. We're never looking on that way. Any problem comes, what they did wrong, what they mistake. We never looking what my mistake. Therefore, when you do not look on that way, you never ever find your mistake. When you don't find your mistake, how can you change? No way to change. In order to clean problem, if your house is dirty, if you want to clean, first you have to find in your house there's so much dirty, so much dust there. If you don't see any dust here, then no way to clean your house, right? It's simple. Similarly, in order to clean your mind, first you have to look your mind, to find your mistake consciousness, to find your problems, your mistaken thoughts. Therefore, if you find it, if you really cognize your own mental affliction, then second step, there is a chance to change that. Therefore, in order to change those mental affliction, first we have to find our own mistake. Therefore, in order to find your own mistake, who obstruct? Ego. Ego is one of the danger. Pride, negative pride. You don't want to look that. I am the pure. What I am doing is the best. Perfect. These people are the troublemaker. Right? That we have that. Everybody, we all have that. That's the way we suffering. Therefore, first door, first our obstacle, our enemy is our own ego. Therefore, in order to change that ego, the next stanza, whenever I associate with others, I will learn to think of myself as the lowest among all, and respectfully hold others as being supreme from deep of my heart. It's not by word, it's not by something politic, like a genuine, by deep of your heart, look other as a supreme, and try to yourself as something like a lower, very humble attitude, which means respect to the others, understanding the others' good qualities. Try to look every time others' good quality. Bad quality, we can see very easily. We are expert about these things, right? We don't need to meditate. Expert. Small one word we can pick. This is, danger person. Even one word we can pick it very easily. Like in computer, right? What they call virus, antivirus. Small dot becomes pick here problem, right? It's easily pick it up. We are very good about that kind of antivirus thing, on the negative side. One word, even sometimes it's way of their looking. People pick, this guy is something, he's looking this way, the expert. We don't need to learn. But the good things, we never see that. Even like a huge good thing, you see that, but still you say, this is good, but there. Bringing that to damage, Very nice, good food there, small poison bring here, put it in that food. Make all those food rubbish. That's really sad. And result, self-problem. That's the result. There's nothing benefit for them. There's nothing benefit for you. Result, both of them are suffering. And what's the point? Therefore it is, whenever I associate with others, I will learn to think myself at the lowest among all. Lowest doesn't mean something like low. Lowest means respect. Respect and listen what they say. Try to look what they have good attitude, what they have good point, what they're benefiting, how much they're doing good things. Look on these things again. When you look, you feel very nice feeling, very appreciate, sort of like a nice feeling. If only you look negative side, whenever you heard about that person, you feel negatively. You never see any good things. When you don't see any good things, you never, you never ever get something good things from them, because you don't see anything. That's why first to reduce your own ego. That's the one biggest problem. Therefore, it's called whenever I associate with others, I will learn to hold them myself as the lowest among all, from deep of my heart, respect to all. I respectfully hold other as a being supreme from deep of my heart. Supreme, which means, for instance, the person who's making tea and kitchen person, even you are big boss in your own office, the person who making tea on that way, oh, he know how to make good tea. I don't know that. From that level, he is a supreme. He is much better on these kind of things. That kind of education, I appreciate for that education. Makes you some kind of respect to that person. Each and every being has they have something good quality. Everybody has. But unfortunately, most of the time we don't see because we're completely blaming. We're putting poison, everything poison, poison, making everything bad, 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 bad. And result, who is good? I am a good. That's all. That all comes later. That we know these things are come from ego. Ego. That's why respect, learn to look the good things, even small good things you see, try to look that way, to appreciate, to make clean and appreciate, make some kind of respect to their, what they're doing. And through that, it helps for you to reduce your own ego. Therefore, when you're able to reduce your ego mind, then today, now the third stanza is today, it's in all actions I will learn to search into my own mind, and as soon as an afflictive emotion arises, endangering myself and others, I will firmly face and avert it. That's the way. Now, in order to remove those mental affliction, here's in all actions, whatever you act, physically, verbally, whatever you action, I will learn to search into my own mind. First, from what kind of motivation, out of which motivation I'm acting, that's very important. Sometimes we act, we don't know out of what motivation I'm acting. Then nonsense things we're doing, right? It's very horrible actions we're using. Then result, individual suffering, other people suffering. Like for instance, when you shout it, when you show your wrathful face to your own friend and families in your office, when you act, you are not looking out of what motivation I'm acting. Then all those horrible things when you're done, after that, you realize you've done horrible things. Then result, these people are suffering, you are suffering, because you all have to work together, have to sit in this office. Now sitting there with a very bad environment, it's human being, we make it. Technology, try to make beautiful air condition, light, everything try to make beautiful, but this human mind is too dirty, make everything dirty. And result, being who lives in there, they are suffering. They are suffering. Therefore he's saying, in all actions I will learn to search into my own mind. Therefore first I will look in my own mind to try to find what things in there. As soon as afflictive emotion arises, as soon as afflictive emotion, either anger or hatred or attachment or jealousy or ego or selfish, whatever emotion, negative emotion arises, have to know endangering myself and others. When those afflictive emotions arising, this is the danger. Either, first thing, they will going to destroy my happiness. They will going to destroy my dignity. They will going to destroy my value. For instance, first, anger. One moment of anger. When you're in office, there's something going wrong. First, when the angers arise here, first thing is destroy your own peace and happiness. Angry with the happiness, impossible. Right? I'm angry, I'm happy. No way. When you're angry, finish first. Your happiness gone. Finish. Doesn't matter whatever beautiful things in front of you. Doesn't matter whatever delicious food is in front of you. Doesn't matter. When anger comes here, first your happiness is gone. The endangering myself and others. Then that anger. First, destroy your happiness. Second, it will affect your physical body. Then our face going to slowly change. Danger, wrathful face, very ugly face, right? It will going to change it. That means that face we try to make beautiful. When you wake up morning, clean, try to make beautiful. Maybe sometimes quite expensive face, right? It's human nature. We try to share beautiful, nice, wants to share beautiful to others. Very nice. We're spending money, we're spending time, try to share nice. But this nice, beautiful face, who will going to destroy that anger? When they arise here, then slowly this nice, beautiful face transforms into the very ugly, danger face. That's destroy your own dignity, your own value, actually. But we don't see that way. Your own values are completely destroyed. Then third, it's going to affect your speech. Then slowly your speech change. Before nice speech, nice talk, then slowly harsh word, disrespect, very horrible words when it comes out. Very bad words, very bad face, very bad thinking. Result, it's creating problem to others, spreading all those bad energy into you, other people. Therefore, it's endangering myself and also others. Therefore, I will firmly face and avert it. Therefore, because of that reason, then I will firmly, strongly face it, not hide it. Face. That's the problem. I have to show without fear, look your anger, identify your own anger, face it and avert it, fight it or reduce it. That I have to do. If I don't do that way, every time it comes, again. Whenever it comes, it's destroying. It's destroying your relationship to others. It's destroying your own dignity. It's destroying everything. Everything. That's why the third stanza here is saying, when you recite those stanzas, that's the meditation. You encouraging, you talking to yourself, I have to do that way. Through that way, I have to reduce my mental affliction. How to reduce it, how to develop bodhicitta, altruism intention. In order to develop altruism intention, first problem is selfish, self-centered attitude, and all the mental affliction, specific in anger and hatred. But these things, in order to remove, in order to antidote those mental affliction, first what I have to do? First I have to reduce my ego, open the mind, be humble, be respect to others, be open, listen what others do, to appreciate others' good things. Then second, when you able to do that way, when you're able to look your mistake and instead of other mistake, when you're able to do that way, then third step, when you look, search into your mind, when those mental affliction, when they're arising, before, when those mental affliction, when they arise, we're not dealing there. We're talking there, right? We're fighting there. We're dealing there, out to people. Inside, completely rotten, right? Inside, completely finished. Now we try to go outside, doing many things. It's becoming better? No. It's getting worse. Sometimes, because of your word, because of your force, looks like it's fixed. It didn't really fix. We put all those poison seeds toward all those workers, your friend, whoever there, put poison seed in their brain. Therefore, deep of their brain, they're not trust. They're not something sense of close. They feel like far. This is danger person. Or this is this. Mentally, they're staying far. Because of money, because of power, they have to sit close. They are staying close because of your money and power. They are close of money. They are close of power. They are not close of real you, the person. No close. Very far. In that kind of condition, how can you make good relationship? Relationship is based on trust. Without trust, there's no relationship. People use money, power to make relationship. These are not real, proper, genuine relationship. These are money relationship. These are the power relationship. The genuine relationship, like happy feeling, joy feeling of relationship is come based on trust each other. Trust comes from good, something like nice person, see as a good person. I can able to trust that person. Money, whatever they say, oh, they have very good money, you can do that way, but this guy is still danger, still something. Deep of their heart, nothing there. They were here, honest, inside, outside, clean, same person. If you're able to do that, there's no way to hide. There's no way to lie. You are doing whatever you're doing open, very happy. Two things we have to do, difficult. You have to hide this way, you have to open this way, hide. Every time difficult. It's very difficult to do, making ourselves difficult life. Therefore here, in all action, I will learn to search into my own mind. That's very important. Look, your own mind. If you really want to be ultimate peace, if you really want to live full of peace and happiness we have to create by mind, through our mind. Who destroying our happiness? Our own mental afflictions. That's why if you really want to live happiness, then you have to look your own mind. I will learn to search into my own mind. As soon as afflictive emotion arises, therefore, as soon as anger, hatred, jealousy, ego, whatever negative emotion arises, even I'm dealing with other person, when those negative emotion arises, when you really find that there's something coming in your heart, instead of there, first dealing here. This is the danger. Because if it comes out, then I have to follow what the anger say. My power will going to take out by anger. Anger will overtake. Then I have to follow with the anger. Then I have to show an artful face. I have to shout. And all these things, why we have to show out? We don't want problem. And showing the artful face or these things, making more problems, right? It's easy. You know that logic. Because the person is becoming sort of like a follower of anger and hatred, mental affliction. When the small come, you have to catch and first stop it. Because if they leave, then getting bigger, finally take over. Everything's controlled. Then you have no way to go out, completely controlled. Then more problems. Therefore, even when you look, family problems, two people, problem is small. But the human being, we making huge, big. Small, disagree things, then putting this, they're making huge, big. Then both of them are, wow, what's going on now? Don't understand, confused. But the point, like simple way, I'm working this because of happiness. She or he working there because of happiness. Same interest. We working there because of happiness. Now this problem, nobody wants to create the problems. That's very clear. Nobody wants to create problems. You can use your own example. If you really want to live happy peace, why? Why we can create problems? Nobody wants to make a problem. Problem, mistaken consciousness. Therefore, when the anger, those negative thoughts involve, dominate the person, then finish. These decisions all come from those mental afflictions. That's creating problems. That's why before, when you're dealing whatever, when anger or something negative, those emotions comes up, first catch those mental afflictions. Then look, oh, this is the danger. Now I'm angry, this is the danger. Instead of that person danger. Pointing here, I'm angry, this is danger, right? When you're morning, like small example, morning wake up, your partner or your wife, husband, whoever, when they gives you coffee, maybe today the coffee is a little bit more bitter. And when you drink that coffee, very bitter, you feel like, why this is bitter? Uncomfortable, like feeling some kind of uncomfortable. Symptom of anger. When you come to uncomfortable, Then slowly it pops up. Then angry, shout it. Why you make this? And this person, intentionally not, maybe there's something wrong, mistake. He's going there, working, making coffee, you sleeping, bringing here, never appreciate. You don't see these things. Only the taste, bitter, shout. Then other person, what they feel, right? Working so much, being here, result, shouting. That's where they harms badly. Therefore, anger when it comes up, never see so many good things you don't see that way. Only that small 1 point, dirty things. Only picking this and shouting, poison, everything. Result, you have problem now, right? Tomorrow, no coffee. Finish.